Rich, 13 years later, Christmas time, I saw a picture of you 13 years back. You were a little lighter. No, not much weight back then. Things have changed.
Yes.
Let's revisit 13 years back.
Sure.
What went through your mind when you heard the knocking on the door and you came down?
I'll tell you, it was incredible. It was like something out of a movie. It was the middle of the night, bad snowstorm, like a foot of snow on the ground, and the bell is ringing, and as soon as I open the door, I see this little woman all bundled up. I could barely see her face, and she's got this little package in her arms, and I'll never forget what she said. She said, I'm sorry, I'm not able to take care of her. And it was, I've been here 20 years, and it was probably the most incredible thing that's happened to me since being here. So after we got the little package, the little buddy, we took him in and we did an assessment of him, made sure he was healthy, and sure enough, he was okay.
And anything like that happened after that, or that was your only experience with a mom bringing a baby in?
Actually, they come back about once a year to visit and give us cookies around Christmas, or just if they're in the neighborhood, they stop in and visit.
And how is this young man doing?
The last time I saw him, he looked great, and he was a handsome fella.
Are you the godfather?
No. But I'm sure I got a special place in my heart for him, that's for sure.
And I'm sure he does have a special place for you in his heart.
I'm sure. I'm excited to see him.
Now, Rich, who else was with you? Do we have anybody else?
Yes, we do. We have Chief Folkerts right here. He was a firefighter at the time, 13 years ago.
13 years ago, you were a firefighter. Today, you're the chief.
Yes, deputy chief.
Deputy chief. Tell us also what went through your mind that day, Chief.
Pretty much the same what Richie just said. It was an experience that we'll never forget. You know, we had an opportunity. They created this law for people to drop off babies at either firehouses, police stations, and hospitals. And we were able to be the recipient of probably the first baby that got dropped off in the city of Yonkers.
Yes,
so,
the media trucks, you had to see all the media trucks outside. There were about 10 trucks, media vans, and Telemundo, and it was really incredible. It was something.
Now, back then, probably still now, a mother drops a baby. There is no questions asked, correct?
Correct, no questions asked. She left us a note just saying how she couldn't afford the baby, and we did the proper things. We made the proper phone calls, got the baby into the hospital, assessed, taken care of. And, you know, good work like Richie Lapparuder and the other guys at work, and John Morrissey, Steve Marrera. It turned out to be a great thing.
So in a few minutes, I'm going to get to meet this young man.
Yes.
And the adoptive parents.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Well, guys, the story today is an emotional story. About 13 years ago, a law was enacted that would allow mothers who could not afford their kids to drop the babies, the newborns, at any firehouse, church, or hospital, no questions asked. Well, 13 years ago, a little boy was dropped at this firehouse. And today he's coming back to say hello to the person who received him, who heard the door knocking, and a woman with the baby in her arms saying, I cannot afford the baby. I need to bring him to you so we can have a better future. Today, we have that young man here, and the person who actually held him in his hands that day. There they are.
How you doing?
That's Rich. The person
this is Amir?
And that's Amir.
What's your first name?
Our young friend.
Jafar.
And Jafar.
I'm showing this monument to our good friend who we lost at a fire back in 2009, Pat Joyce. great guy. Can't say enough about him. But the fellas built this monument to him, and we lost him back in 2009, right down the street on Linden from arson fire. And the guys loved him so much that they built this for him. So always thinking about him.
So maybe we're looking at a future fireman
Yeah,
right there.
definitely. What do you think, guys? You gonna take a ride on the fire engine? Let's check it out first. Come on, get in and you guys clap. No, see that's right there, folds down. Come on, come over here.
So they given him a walk around, a walk through the firehouse,
AMI on, right?
through the fire engines, so he can see what is done here, and maybe motivating him to study, be a good man, and become one of them.
Big hose, not garden hose, right? Gotta cover up really good, you know, put on our protective gear, bundle up tight. We're gonna put you in some turnouts. Here's our flashlights. Oh, you gotta see this. This is one of our coolest gadgets. These are thermal cameras, let you see in the smoke in the dark. Yeah, they pick up heat. Check it out, it's gotta warm up for a minute. And you could put your hands,
reach the gentleman who's talking, a fireman, a Yonkers fireman. He's the person who held this young man in his arms when he was brought here
can't see him, you put
by
that
his
thing,
mother, grandmother, that it's still unknown.
Light, it'll look like a person. Yeah, now watch my hand. Watch my hand is. I'm going to take it away. You see my handprint there? Yeah, it's cool, right? It reads heat. It lets you make a lot of rescues. Otherwise, you really can't see your hand in front of your face in the smoke. It's not like in the movies where, you know, they're running through the smoke. You're on your hands and knees and you can't see your hand in front of your face. You're feeling around. Oh, what does that feel like? And sometimes you lose your bearings.
You ever cut yourself or something?
Oh yeah, cut myself, fell in holes, had things fall on top of me. It happens. That's why we wear all this great gear. It protects us really good. And these are the air packs. Yeah, we'll look at this one. Now a lot of people think there's oxygen in these air packs. It's just regular compressed air. You know how heavy that is. Now this is on your back. Now let's just put them over here for now. This goes on your back and it gives you about a half hour in the smoke. Here's the mask. Oh yeah, tons of training. Look, oh, you got to get out because it's incredible. One good breath of smoke and you can't breathe. It's all chemicals. So you take one breath of smoke, you're in trouble. So if you don't have this, you're in trouble, like I said. So this could come off just to show you guys how it works. All right? It's almost like a scuba gear for your face.
What's up, guys?
Hey, this is Captain Otto.
What's up, kid?
This is Amir and Jafar.
How are you?
Showing them the rig, Captain.
All right. Go for it.
Yeah, they're here for, they're here for lunch and the show. I'm giving them the full tour.
Good.
So this is like a scuba gear. The air doesn't come out unless you suck in. I'll show you how it works.
So do you have to see
Here, you want to try this first? We'll try this first with no air because you got to be trained to use the air. But you see now you got a picture in the dark. Now close your eyes. That's what you see in a fire. Nothing. Is that great? Well, it's not really great, but
see all these movies.
it's incredible. Yeah, you see the movies. What do you see? What do they do?
You can see, right? They just walk.
And they just walk into the fire,
Right.
grab the person, and escape with them perfectly fine.
And they got their jackets open, right? And they're all big and bad and tough. You're gonna go in tight, all sealed up. You can do that. Put that over your head.
I'm having a feeling that Amir will become a fireman
That would be
in
great,
a few years.
right?
Wouldn't it be a
What a
great
legacy.
story? What a legacy.
That would be awesome.
So how
I would
old?
go to his graduation, that's for sure.
So would I. How old does he need to be to become a fireman?
Every few years they change the conditions, but I think he can take the test at 17, and if they hire him, they'll hire him at 18. So you take a test, you got to be the minimum of 17, but by the time you get hired, you have to be 18. I think that's it. So I got hired at 21. I've been on 24 years. So the fire department's my whole life. You know, all my friends, I mean, I have some family on the fire department, but
Now,
it becomes a way of life.
Amir, take that off and talk to me for just a couple minutes. Becoming a fireman. Would that be something that you think about sometimes or not?
Yeah, because like I see in movies how they like save a lot of people's lives and how they help people like, go through things. And I like seeing all my friends. Like I hear stories about what their dad do, and that seems like something I would like to do.
They do great things. You know, firemen, as I was talking to Fireman Rich before, they do much more than just put fires out. They care about people. They cared about you. Okay. I saw a picture of Rich when 13 years ago. You were just a little munchkin. I gotta show you the picture after. Your little baby. So they care about the people they serve. So say hello to Yonkers Voice, to the people who are watching you.
Hello, Yonkers Voice.
And this is his brother, Jafar.
Hi.
Hey Jafar, how you doing?
Good.
So what about you becoming a fireman in a few years?
That's not really something I wanted to do.
No?
A little scary.
But hey, you
Be
might
a doctor
become
or a lawyer, right?
you might become the fire commissioner.
Maybe.
There you
What
go.
are you interested in? What do you like to do?
I like animals. I like to work with animals.
Oh, a veterinarian. That, yeah.
Somebody once told me, as long as you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. So in other words, if you love your job, there's nothing better in the world.
Agree.
Yep. I have some friends from back in the day that are very miserable doing what they do. You just have to do what you love, as long as you love it. Most important thing. So I'm showing you, this is the radio we use. Now, the guys in the back here are going to take the hose and go into the building, right? The driver is going to hook up the huge hose. It's called supply line. They're going to hook that up to a fire hydrant. So the water is going to come from the fire hydrant into the engine as a pump, and then the pump takes the water all the way up through 250 feet of hose all the way to the fire. But you don't want to fill the hose with water and carry it up, right? It gets heavy. So they bring the hose line right up to the fire, and then they call for water. They use this to call the driver. And I'm going to show you the levers over here. Come on, let's take a look at the levers.
So let me go around.
I'll just show you this real quick. So the hose from the hydrant, right? That goes in this one, right? The hose from the hydrant goes in this one. He pulls this, the water goes in this pump. This pump revs up the water, right? Revs it up. This pump is huge behind here. Then come back here. See, now this is the hose you bring in. This is called an attack line. This is 250 feet of hose. The guy upstairs on the hose, he calls the driver, says, all right, give me your water. And the water goes from the pump into this hose. And it's not a garden hose. Right, Chief? This is no garden hose. No. Feel that. Feel that. All right, look at, that's not a garden nozzle, right? You're not spraying the grass. If you were spraying the grass with this, you rip up the grass. Check it out.
As you guys can see, this is Amir's adoptive family. They came to visit the firehouse where Amir as a baby was dropped to.
More injured than
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it's getting heavier and heavier. I'm getting to be an old man. Feel that hose, feel how tough it is. It's heavy duty, special canvas. You can cut it, but it's not easy. Sometimes it gets a hole in it, and we have to throw it out right away. You can't have any holes in your fire hose, right? Oh yeah, the driver checks this whole engine every day. And we're the busiest company in the city, so the guys have to make sure they're on the ball, right, Chief?
Absolutely.
So these trucks are inspected on daily basis?
Every day. Every day.
It's a driver's responsibility.
Every little nook and cranny. You can't have one thing, enough things go wrong in a fire. You can't have, the less problems the better, you know? All right, what up? That's driver's seat. Come on. You guys get the extra hose. In case we need more hose. Chief, okay if I ask for a radio test with these fellas? Sure. Okay. Here, come in the officer's seat. You can sit over there too. I'm just giving you the tour. We'll let you guys play around on your own if you want. Sit right up there. This is where the boss is. That's just the engine underneath there. Here, close your eyes.